President Joe Biden sends the U.S. Secretary of State to the Middle East. Antony Blinken's visit comes after last week's ceasefire was reached between Israel and the Palestinians. Hundreds were killed during several days of fighting in the Holy Land, and now the Biden administration wants to lay the groundwork for peace. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Tracy, good evening to you. Here at the White House today, Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the U.S. is committed to discussions on rebuilding Gaza and making sure money does not go to the terrorist organization Hamas. As Secretary of State Antony Blinken heads to the Middle East, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki told reporters he'll be meeting with Israeli and Palestinian leaders to discuss the current ceasefire.
One is creating sustainable conditions for a ceasefire. Yes, it is holding. We're continuing to watch it.
Earlier today, the president released a statement that said, in part, Secretary Blinken will meet with Israeli leaders about our ironclad commitment to Israel's security. He will continue our administration's efforts to rebuild ties to and support for the Palestinian people and leaders after years of neglect. Just yesterday, the Secretary of State said both Palestinians and Israelis need equal measures of opportunity, security, and dignity in their everyday lives, and that for both sides,
we have to find a way to break this cycle, because if we don't, it will repeat itself at great cost and at great human suffering on all sides.
As my mother would say, they're doing God's work.
Meanwhile, the 2021 hurricane season, President Joe Biden this afternoon visits the Federal Emergency Management Agency's National Response Coordination Center.
Today's briefing is a critical reminder we don't have a moment to lose in preparing for 2021.
And earlier on YouTube, the president hosting a town hall with his chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, urging the young to get vaccinated. This as the number of COVID cases has dropped from 184,000 a day to 24,000 a day.
Vaccines are making travel safe.
Also tonight, next month, is when U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin are expected to meet at a summit in Switzerland. Relations between both nations have been strained for several reasons recently, including cyber hacking. Now, the White House wants a more stable and predictable relationship with Russia. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.